Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the International 8. We're taking a look at some more wonderful Dota. It's day 3. Trent, you were just on the mainstream.
I'm so ready. The wonders of TV, the magic of television. I have appeared now suddenly on stream number 2. So it is OG versus Fnatic. The teams, they're raring to go. And yeah, we're hopping right in here, guys. So good morning and welcome.
Yeah, or you catch your breath for a moment.
Yeah.
You know, take a little bit of time for yourself.
I might need that.
But yeah, it is a wonderful game that we've got ahead of us now. OG versus Fnatic. You know, I think out of all of the matches that are starting the day off, this is the one that I'm most excited for, just because of how crazy these teams are. I feel like OG is not necessarily the same level of anxiety that I get from a game when I watch a Fnatic game, but it's still like exciting no matter what.
Yeah, they're probably one of the teams I'm least familiar with in terms of getting to cast their games. I didn't get to do the EU qualifier. I wasn't sure if they'd even make it out of that because obviously at that point they were still a relatively new team. They had to bring in Anna back to the fold of OG. Now Top's in here as well. The guy's a little wild, that X factor that maybe you just kind of need here. So looking forward to it. Meanwhile, Fnatic, been watching a lot of Fnatic lately, and we know that they've kind of got a little bit of a new identity, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing that's always so tough about TI is that you're casting all these games. You don't necessarily know what's happening in the other ones. But what I will say is I saw a lot of the pubs leading up to this OG practicing, and I think people were questioning, all right, Topson, is this guy for real? He's a streamer, you know, most known for this Meteor Hammer Invoker build, which is kind of memey. He's running around, you know, spamming the chat lines and whatever. This guy is really freaking good. So many games that I saw him play, like Morphling mid, for instance, and then go up against the Queen of Pain, and he would just dominate the CS, and then, you know, at level 6, he would morph into the Queen of Pain and then kill her. Yeah. So it's like these types of heroes that are a little bit strange. The Skywrath Mage, Pugna, Monkey King.
He's also got, like he came to his, you know, prominence and fame streaming just by playing this Monkey King. Like when the hero first came out, it was kind of like JRX and the Earth Spirit, same sort of a deal where people would come to his stream to watch and be like, oh my god, this new hero. This guy is making it look completely broken. Now, mind you, Earth Spirit was a little more broken. To be fair, so was Monkey King.
Oh, God, those first couple days.
Yeah, exactly. But Topson, he's shown he's the real deal. So, Fnatic now, we've been seeing a lot of the opener of the Winter Wyvern, but that's going to be banned out here. Very first phase from OG, and so we're going to have the more than likely DJ Wind Ranger coming through once more, and I'm pretty happy about that. Not going to lie.
Oh, yeah, definitely. This is a hero that just fits their style of play so well. OG are going to try and go for a little bit of pressure against it, though, by taking the Chen. Early game aggression might be one of the ways that you deal with this Fnatic draft that occasionally we've been seeing sort of that 3.5 type of hero that we've been talking about. So I'm curious how they're going to run this. You know, obviously Universe and Pylai very adept at making the plays together, but Lina taken in the first phase.
Okay, so we've seen this. If this was China, I wouldn't be too surprised. You know what I mean? Like watching Serenity and IG, a couple different teams there, VG as well, I believe, just pulling it out. LGD have been playing the Lina, so maybe a little bit of migration here for our fiery sister. But her other sister's still in the pool, shockingly. Crystal Maiden, all her love lately, and also a Chen on the enemy team. Could definitely see that being a pickup for Pylai here.
So do you think that you would run that in like the position 5 role then, or would you like bump up the Wind Ranger to be played by Abed? It feels like it might be a little bit strange. I think we should also mention real quickly before we get too far into the draft, the situation that both of these people are sitting at. You have Fnatic at right now 5 and 3 and OG at 3 and 5. OG have played some of the more tough opponents so far, so they're looking to try and gain a little bit of steam, whereas Fnatic are just trying to keep the ball rolling.
Yeah, that is definitely true, but Fnatic, you know, if you guys were doing your fantasy this morning and you were thinking, man, what offlaner do I need? You know, that Universe guy, he picks Enigma. Well, that's why I chose him, because this guy gets farmed if the game goes well.
Right.
Mind you, if this is even for Universe. I mean, we saw a couple teams in the C region also using the support Enigma in that sort of position 3.5 role and just going super hyper push. You think about like a Drow strat still being available for Fnatic, definitely something OG need to be looking out for.
And I like the idea that they're starting it off with the threat of the Drow Ranger without even having to pick it. Yep. You have a Wind Ranger and Enigma. These heroes combo incredibly well with it. I think it's a little bit scary, as actually Fnatic are going to be the ones that ban it.
That's kind of cheeky.
It's because you've got this Chen Lina, which is also a great combination.
Yeah, no doubt about that. They're on the pulse. That envy brain, it's working in overdrive during these drafts. Can't let himself get caught up in the thought of like, but we could pick the Drow here and it looks so good. But that first pick out of the phase, you know, OG could opt into it. So they're just going to have to watch out for that. But
10 seconds
yeah, I
remaining.
still think Crystal Maiden looks relatively okay for Fnatic. I think Pilot Eye can definitely play that in like more of that poverty role and still give plenty of space over to DJ. You know, you always want lots of mana regen as a Wind Ranger, but OG, they're going to be focusing more on these general strategies that revolve around the Enigma, and we've already seen the use of the Lone Druid from Fnatic for this earlier push, very reminiscent of Liquid during last year's TI run.
Yeah, and I think that this is the way that Fnatic needed to reinvent themselves for this tournament, because you looked at them going into it, it didn't look amazing. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't like a top 8 performance that we were seeing from Fnatic leading up to this event. And now they are looking like that team. And, you know, dare I say it, with the drop-off of Secret and Vici and these other favorites, maybe even being able to make a run at some of the top 4. It'd be crazy, but it's a possibility.
Yeah, anything can happen at TI. That's the beauty of it. And the group stage means nothing. So
yeah,
you still can't get ahead of yourself right now. It all depends the playoffs. You know, you watch that lower bracket run just last year. You know,
totally.
You can never tell who's going to come out on top.
Nature's Prophet banned out now after the Lone Druid ban. One of the other heroes that's just about early aggression with that Chen. I mean, I guess, do you have to try and make a lot happen early on if you're going to take this hero?
Not necessarily. I think Chen maybe not quite as great later on as he was before. I think like some of the talent changes and the Aghanims and stuff like that have been nerfed over the past year, but you know, he's still okay. But he has a hard time making plays if there's like split pushes and stuff like that, which is kind of a little bit of a problem. So it is better if you can close it out early. But it shouldn't be a total disaster.
Yeah, I guess as we see the Meepo ban out there, just looking at an Enigma, it's just like it makes me scared. Although now they're going to take the Spectre, so I kind of got a little bit of both, man. I have this feeling. I just have this feeling that this game might go the distance with these two teams playing in it.
Now Fnatic. So at this point, you see a Chen, you see a Spectre, so you know that the Spectre is probably going to be very well protected. You already have the Wind Ranger and the Enigma, which you're assuming is going to be sort of a pressuring dual lane, but Enigma is also one of these heroes that doesn't necessarily want someone else in his lane. But in this case, they should be able to just focus on the Lassets and Denies with the Eidolons, and then they can bully now with this Pilot Eye Enigma too.
Yeah.
Or sorry, Pilot Eye Undying.
Yeah, this is, I feel like, been the classic answer to the Spectre. I think if you look like on Dota Buff too, it's like the highest win rate percentage against Spectre. If you look at pro teams and the way that they try and prioritize, it's just a great answer in general. It does kind of like make a little bit of a weird scenario now where it's like, okay, do you want to run an Enigma and Dying lane, or do you want to stick the Wind Ranger there regardless and like ensure that Abed has a good game? So
they might try and dodge if you were to do Wind Ranger Enigma, right? Like the Spectre could try and go in that Radiant offlane is a pretty nice place to farm. If you can just control the wave with any semblance, it is very safe. It's very hard to backdoor in behind. We saw EG abuse that a lot leading up in the past like 3 or 4 months. So, and this way they can likely have 2 fairly strong lanes coming out now. Like this could be a Wraith King next for Fnatic, and that would look pretty solid to me. Okay.
Yeah, OG. I think the Lina, we're anticipating it mid. But they have been known to mix things up again. I would be really surprised, yeah, and it definitely is going to be played in that mid role. It just seems so strange to me to take that early. Like, what is the value of taking the Lina now?
It has value just by being flexible. There's a lot there. It's also just someone who you can, like Thompson's pretty known for it too, I would say. Like I've watched several of his games where he looks good. It puts the threat of the Drought lineup into that second phase, so it forced that ban. But what I really like about this Train Protector pick, and what I like about Fnatic's bans, was that they didn't try and focus on BKB canceling stuns, because you just simply can't ban them all out, right? Like there's so many heroes in the pool, you can't just like, we lose Silencer, but there was still Bane, you know. But this Train Protector, I think, was the right choice. So we have some way to cancel the BKB ulti if we get there with the Black Hole from the Enigma. Yeah. But he's also someone who can kind of stand up to some of these bullying lanes.
And if you're able to get into a decent timed Blink Dagger or whatever, that's going to make sure that you can get in there and cancel that Black Hole. Yeah, I like it a lot. And I think that the Silencer ban also is, you know, the biggest threat that you're really going to have. Rubik, you can abuse the fact that a Rubik is there, but Silencer's in the meta regardless of the fact that it's against an Enigma. So definitely want to take that one out. And I think that if they hadn't picked it first phase, it would have been banned against them. So Tree taken, and we'll see if it's that Wraith King you were talking about, or if possibly Fnatic want to go to different pastures.
I think Timbersaw actually looks pretty fun in this game, and Abed is very well known on it. I mean, Train Protector, it's not the only reason, but it's kind of comical. But no, just like a pressuring lane, it's good against Chen creeps. It's obviously very good against any sort of melee support, so Treant Protector fits the bill. I don't think Lina would have a very easy time killing it, but Ursa also checks off all those boxes and is much more meta. It gives them a better way to single target focus down a Spectre because you don't actually have that great single target focus when you're playing someone like the Timber. So also fits the bill for like the Wraith King. The only downside is it doesn't have the ease of control and initiation for like helping your lane partner, but it's still an extremely strong hero right now.
I mean, looking at these lanes, if I'm Fnatic, or rather, if I'm the Spectre, I don't know where I go.
Yeah.
Like, no lane is going to be safe. No lane I'm going to have fun in for the Spectre. And honestly, for anybody, like, all of these heroes are going to have a tough time with it. I want to see what OG's answer is going to be. I guess that you bring in Chen creeps and that sort of mitigates some of the aggression. But right now, I'm really liking Fnatic's draft.
Yeah, I'm curious. I guess you just can't pick Tinker into Spectre. I don't know how bold of a... I mean, I know that Abed's really into Tinker, and he's, you know, it's just that is one of the more frustrating counters. You can just haunt and get in on top of the Tinker, but on the other hand, you can only do it so often, and purchasing up into like an Abyssal Blade takes forever. And aside from the Spectre counter, the rest of the heroes look pretty terrible versus the Tinker. Like, Treant needs a lot of help to actually set up kills onto a Tinker.
Yeah. Well, and OG are the ones that ban out the Storm Spirit, so maybe they were thinking about it for themselves, too.
That is true. You never know. Although Tinker Spectre sounds like something you should not do. Gonna put that on the list. Then again, Lone Druid and Invoker somehow works, so I don't know anything.
Hey, man, what are you talking about? You just, you know, you haunt, and then you can throw missiles at everybody.
It's genius.
You
It's
see
the next level play.
That's
I
right.
believe.
That's what they call it. So a Klink's banned out. One of the heroes that has seen great rise in this group stage.
I don't think any of our cheesy heroes really fit here. I don't think you want to go for the Huskar. I don't think you want to go for the Broodmother. I think, you know, obviously 10th pick, it's a little bit better for those scenarios because OG would still have one last chance to respond.
I wouldn't hate something like a DK. Just something big that you can throw out there, put in the mid lane, and start taking towers.
That would be kind of interesting. They'd be playing very clumped with it.
Oh,
Okay, they will Huskar. So
this is the new DK.
it's true. I don't know. Is there any really crazy way you can do it? They banned the Klink, so they got rid of like some really heavy physical damage to stop it. They're trying to force the Lina matchup, I suppose. But now, okay, so hear me out, guys.
Okay,
Seb, I know Seb plays this like off-lane Treant Protector apparently, and I believe he does it in pubs where he doesn't take invis. Can they go with the AA with it? No, we're just going Invoker.
Right.
I want to get really deep down the rabbit hole.
Well, it's normally a hero that you look at this and you say, oh my god, there's so much early aggression Fnatic. Why are you taking Invoker? This hero takes forever to come online. Thompson known for Quas Wex.
This is the Seb Treant. Because it's the Invoker.
So it is going to be a Jarex Lina.
All right, guys, I'm in there. I got you. So from what I've heard, I haven't personally witnessed it, but I believe Seb does an off-lane Treant in pubs where then he just doesn't take the invis and he just maxes Leech Seed and the heal.
Is that really the play, though? Like, look at these lanes that they're going against. Like, he's going to have to go up against an Ursa, most likely. Can't Ursa just bully him back?
I don't know. Remember, there's no swapping. It might be an off-lane Chen, too, right? Where they just... that's what they're trying to decide right now, but it'd be pretty weird to see No-Tail not playing Chen.
Yeah.
But there is no swapping.
You don't think that this was a misclick?
No.
Okay. Yeah, because the other thing, too, I heard this yesterday. They added something to the player thing where now it says, are you sure you want this hero?
Yeah, because with our little pause that we now have for about a minute or so after the end of the draft, we rules for TI.
No.
There is no swapping. So, yeah, let's give me the Seb Treant Protector. See, I went down the rabbit hole. It was fine, guys. We found the rabbit. Exactly. There he is. It's a Seb Treant Protector.
Well, a very interesting draft. I think Fnatic, this is the new look of their team, is fight early, try and get aggressive. You know, they solved their late game woes in some ways, but OG still doing crazy stuff. And I think that this Ana Spectre is what they're kind of pinning their hopes on towards the end here, and making space for him throughout the map.
I kind of like it. I mean, I don't know. It worked out fairly well for Fnatic yesterday with the Huskar. I think they should have won that game versus Mineski, but things got a little bit out of hand. Their Tricorn, that was the Necro, the Wyvern for Universe, and then the Huskar for Abed. But, you know, the Fountain was his arch rival.
So his ultimate undoing. Yeah, Abed had a bit of a rough one on that game.
Flopson.
Yeah, that's his
That's
name
an
there.
excellent tag.
What a guy. Well, game number 1 on our 3rd day here of the International, and it's OG versus Fnatic. As we are getting ready for the chat spam. That's one thing you can definitely anticipate coming from OG. They know how to do it very well. We're going to see a lot of fight me's coming from Thompson, as he does already have the Quas leveled up. So I do believe that this is going to be the Quas Wex.
I believe that's the only way to do it versus the old Huskar.
Yeah.
Oh, first player to get 15 denies. Yo, if you're not choosing an Enigma, guys, I got a bridge to sell you. Just take Enigma, for the love of God.
Those. I don't get them, man.
Sorry, buddy. I know it's tough being the camera, but I got to help the people out here.
That's true. Let them know.
If you think Fnatic's gonna win, you want to go with the first barracks 20 to 30. If you think OG is gonna win, you might just want to go 40 plus. Sure, maybe you can risk the 30-40. I'm gonna trust the Universe Enigma person. I'm gonna go with the 20 to 30. I feel like I might be able to do it.
That's fair.
So that means, therefore, I'm gonna say Fnatic's going to win. And number of teleports canceled by stun by 25 minutes.
Oh.
What do we got here? We got a Shackles. Is anyone going to really try and escape, though? Yeah, Root definitely counts.
I mean, does it count as a stun? Will it code it right? You know what I'm talking about there?
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's a great question. number of teleports canceled by stun. You're right.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, whatever. I'm just going with 3+.
Easy peasy.
Nah, that's too many. I'm going with 1.
I like it. Look at Pylai die here. He's just running a no-tail. He's like, come at me. Fight me. OG, take 2. Fnatic going to secure themselves. Only 1. Oh, a little bit late to the party is DJ. God, DJ has been having himself a hell of a tournament. I think if anybody has missed the Fnatic games that have been going on, he has looked like the player of the tournament to me.
DJ's back. Yeah, like this whole craze that happened to him, the Manila Major, that was completely deserved, and he was unbelievable playing that Enigma. That's what I'm seeing again from DJ. Like, he has been single-handedly doing so much over that. Like, it was super crucial post-laning phase. His first rotations around the 6 and 7 minute mark, he got triple kills in a couple different games. It was absolutely wild. And yeah, here's Seb. He's got that leech seed.
All right.
This is why you got to watch the pubs. You got to get the knowledge.
Yeah, he's a big boy, you know. He's still. I'm curious to see how this works against an Ursa, because I feel like if there was one hero that could really bully a tree, it would be an Ursa.
Yeah, it feels like one of the better ones. But the support is pretty good for it, right? With Jerax on Lina. Although they did just lose their Observer Ward. That was a really risky place to put an Observer Ward, too, because they had the... like, this is such a common place to Sentry, right? Oh. Against a Tree Protector. Oh, yeah.
That Salve just got broken. Yeah, that's the Sentry. That's a good point.
Yeah, and they just lost an Observer Ward that was right here. Just like everyone's Sentry is like right here against Tree Protector, so it's just kind of surprising.
I guess maybe they weren't anticipating the no invis or whatever, but...
That's a good point, I suppose.
It's like the double bluff.
Yeah.
I don't take invis, so you won't drop a Sentry Ward.
Yeah, and this is it. This is the second point living armor. All right, we're in there. I'm really looking forward to seeing this.
Yeah, how it goes. So the thing to watch for there in the mid lane, as we did talk about it, the Salve getting broken on the Huskar makes a pretty big deal. Not the worst thing in the world is Thompson, actually. Got a lot of harassment there from the Burning Spears. But Abed's still going to have a good time in this lane, it feels like. Even though you've got a lot of regen on Invoker, there's not enough to deal with the Burning Spears.
That is true, but don't worry, they have Tree Protector. Hey. So some living armor. Need to be a little bit more cautious about it with the Burning Spears, though. Got to get it after. Or I guess actually with living armor level 1, because the regen's only 4. Oh, okay, so yeah, you actually get more value out of the block early on. That makes sense.
Cool. We've also been seeing the sort of innovation going on with Spectre recently, where more and more players are just taking the maxed out Dispersion and not any points in Desolate, really.
Yeah.
Just because of how effective that ability is for keeping you alive. As top lane, Seb, trading some hits with an Ursa. I mean, he's got 800 HP. Like, it's not that bad trading hits there.
No, it's kind of okay. And you just really want that second point into the Leech Seed as well. That's where it really starts to build up. And he needs a lot of assistance from Jerax. But Jerax is starting to run low on regen, both mana and HP here.
Leech Seed comes in. Jerax looking for the follow-up, able to hit it. The right click's coming through. Envy in a little bit of trouble. We'll get the slow down the Fairy Fire, and now the heal coming as well from the tree. And
oh, nice.
Oh, this is the Light Strike Ray. Good play by Envy. He's going to find first blood.
Oh, the tip from DJ, too. He's like, that's my carry. Helping me out, man.
You know, Envy's been involved in a lot of first blood. That's
Envy
one of the first
Jerax,
ones where he gets it.
I never see Envy tip. Envy's so proud of that play.
Yeah. He started to do it at the summit a little bit more. Not gonna lie, it's good. Nice. He's having a revelation in his later stages of his career there. We do also have Universe trying to deal with this creep, which is going to be sent back to Big Day. No Tail, which is just right there. Oh, no, it's sent back to base. Excuse me. Casts on
Going
the
on
creep
home.
itself. Yeah, that's the cool combo that you can do. The Chen. And then, of course, cast the ability on yourself afterwards once you have the mana, and you can bring it right back in again.
Well, so far, though, last it's pretty even up top. I mean, Train Protector very good at denying, of course, because you have the highest base damage in the game. And the downside, though, is that Leech Seed does cost quite a bit, right? It got increased by about, what was it, 15 mana on level 2. A little bit harsh.
Yeah.
And your pool is not that large, so curious to see what he builds for. If he goes in towards like the Blink Dagger earlier on, if he just goes for the Meteor Hammer, which is probably the most likely thing.
Do you go Arcanes on Tree in the core role, or do you think
I'm not sure what he does.
Yeah, that's...
It's curious because the thing about Train Protector is that you really need Tranquils because of the movement speed. It's not so much about the regen, although he does have terrible base regen, as you can see right now, sitting at 1.9. So the Tranquils are great once you're getting through that mid game and everything, but it's more about the movement speed because you want to be able to cross the map as fast as possible.
Oh. Highlight Die moving in. Thompson might have spotted him on the ward, not sure, but they are going to be able to hit the two-person tornado. Nice play there. And get the walk away. Yeah, so he saw him moving in with this ward the whole time through, and they aren't able to find that kill.
That was a pretty slick two-man tornado, too. Like, he barely clipped Highlight Eye with it.
Oh, top lane, Seb taking a lot of damage here. They are going to hit the Light Strike Array, and oh, they're absolutely fine. Again, they go over, secure themselves a couple bounty runes, easy peasy. Bottom lane, Universe just getting dove and managed to find the kill. And how can to pressure the tower? This is the strength of Chen.
Oh. Universe is dead. That means he can't be denying right now.
Oh, no.
I'm kind of running into some trouble here, guys. I might have misled some people.
Oh, Highlight Die. Also, just the damage coming out. The 2 points there in the dagger. Oh, the Soul Rip, though. Thompson goes down in the mid lane, but No Tail able to find the finish there with the Chain Lightning and then the Honest Send back.
No one expects the Harpy.
Very well done. But yeah, the mid lane was where they were able to find a kill onto the Invoker with the Husker, who's already dominating this lane and now gets a solo kill.
6. Oh, wow. Actually, 15 and 3. It's not too bad for the Invoker, but...
oh, nice shackle from DJ. Manages to hit both of the heroes, and Envy, one more hit, a double kill. He's having a hell of an early game.
This Ursa pick. Looking very nice, and certainly punishing this idea of the core treant. I'm thinking
Thompson.
Oh, geez, again, eh? He's got DD rune too, but I'm thinking that this Lina is probably going to be looking to get into that sort of position, right, where you're trying to take away a little bit of farm from this offlaner. Like, Train's going to start moving around the map probably. Once he gets a few more levels again.
Yeah, he knew that he didn't have Ghost Walk, and so just jumps on him. Having that ward on the high ground, and yeah, Thompson, they're pinging that they think it's there.
Bit unfortunate there. Oh, we're one deny away. Oh, no. Huskar's going to get it. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no.
I didn't think Universe would die.
That's what
well
happens,
done, Abed. Incorrect. My prediction is 2 away.
I mean, it's still kind of crazy, like, how much this Huskar is dominating, too. Like, I feel like this is going to be the type of thing that, I mean, what do you really do at this stage? I guess they're going to bring No Tail to try and gank?
I mean, the Huskar is owning, but they're also not pressuring Spectre at all. Spectre's on top of the board. That's a problem.
Yeah.
At the same time, it doesn't matter how much Spectre has if like the other lanes are going too poorly because you can just pressure in, and what's the Spectre going to do even with that much gold this early?
DJ gets the TP away, realizing No Tail doesn't have a way to break it. Ursa. Very angry, but looking to run in there and tried to bait out the Light Strike Ray. Not going to connect.
Seb's had to go for the 3rd point in the Living Armor just to help Thompson. Instead, just so he has to keep that 2 on Leechy, which lowers his own aggression in the lane. Could also be partially because they're up against such a difficult matchup that it's hard to be aggressive, but now No Tail's here with that Stormcrafter again, and maybe even trying to force an Enrage out here as he bullies Envy all the way back to the tier 2, and they move into the tower.
Well, they weren't able to secure bottom tier 1 tower, but they're going to try and see if they can take this Ursa off of it, and this is the strength. You can also, you know, just bully away the strength of this Treant Protector. A ton of damage. Kill off creeps, push in the wave, easy peasy.
This Living Armor too, he's hitting mid, he's hitting bottom. Back to mid. Helping out Thompson there, so it is having a very big impact on the other 2 lanes. Even though it's not going that well for Thompson, it will be a hell of a lot worse.
Wow, the Haunt onto Abed. They're trying to take him down. He is going to fall there. Thompson looking like he's going to end up dying as DJ manages to pick up a kill. Has a Fairy Fire still. Trying to bait Ana into this. It isn't going to be enough. As Envy shows up now, trying to see if he can find himself a kill onto Jarex. The right click's coming through. Light Strike array to save the life. And now, trying to fight Ana, needs to back out again. They're bringing in the Chen. Envy in some trouble. Ana thinking about going back in here, but they can't quite do it. Pylai dies now here, too, for the Soul Rip, trying to live. And, well, no more Hadouken's going to go out there for the kill.
Oh, and then Universe just used the Shrine while Envy was running over. It's okay, he can still keep on farming.
Fair enough.
Excellent play there with the Haunt, too, using that in combination with the Cold Snap, or else Abed was certainly going to get the kill.
Yeah.
A lot easier without going down, more than likely, but DJ able to help clean up some.
Thompson trying to get in towards that Urn of Shadows. So effective when you can combo it together with the Cold Snap, since he's going to be maxing out the Quas and Wex for the next foreseeable future.
It is a very good space-making build on the Invoker to try and give some more time to our Spectres up top. That little bit of bonus damage there from the creeps, but it's not enough. Even with the ulti from the Treant Protector, it's not that far.
Yeah. And this push that's coming from OG feels like it's going to be kind of hard to deal with in a way. Like, you do have this Huskar that can maybe be this meat shield in front of everybody else. He's getting towards that armlet, but maybe when they battle for Roche, these are going to be interesting things to watch for.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuns. That's the only problem. And Seb, when he eventually does get in towards the Nature's Guise, like, there is a lot of combo potential with Treant Protector. And one of the best things about his roots and everything is that he also disarms. So if he focuses Abed, there's going to be a lot of time for them to just stack all these stuns they have on their lineup.
Oh, man, and big rotation bottom. Like you said, they want to try and control Ana so that way they can make the space for Abed and to get into those items, but it just doesn't happen.
Seb, top of the last hits chart. The Treant Protector, he's slaying it. I love this game. This is my hero, baby. Look at him. He's cosplaying Canada, too. That's good. He's got the correct cosmetics on. Really glad he's getting into it.
Definitely. It's the type of thing that you like to see. Innovation in the Dota 2 world. They do spot Pylai die again. He is in the wrong area. A quick and easy death there as they take him down.
They're trying to set up bottom with the black hole here with Envy, too. Just at this Invis room, but Ana seems to be wary of something. He doesn't want to go anywhere outside of the tower with black hole.
It's been a really good job from him, making sure that he doesn't get caught out of position. That's two separate rotations where they've brought in Envy and they haven't been able to find a kill onto the Spectre. We'll see if he ventures out here, but it looks like he's still just remaining safe. Has Haunt back up soon, and they're just pressuring the tower. They say, all right, if nobody is coming mid, that means they have to be trying to kill the Spec.
Jack's just waiting here. Even if someone does show up, trying to wrap around from that side, that'd be such a quick stun.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It is just a tier 1 tower.
Yeah, it kind of makes you wonder, like, all right, they're not top and they're not mid, so where are they? So that's why
Exactly.
Ana's just playing so ridiculously far. And Seb has been given so much space. He's going to come down now, and he has the 1 point. So he stands by the tree up top while he TPs. Has it going by the time he gets here, and he's already here for the big
in the
play.
area looking for the interruption. They get the root. They can't. No, they managed to land the black hole. It's still pretty good. Can they kill off the Spectre? The great combo, though. EMP Tornado, Deafening Blast. The Thompson Invokers there. Nobody has mana at all.
They sent
They're
back
all
the Spectre.
falling. The universe is going to die, and the Haunt back in after the send back. Sunstrike off the mark, but doesn't matter. They kill the universe, just trying to shackle to keep back this Invoker, but it's not happening. OG running at Fnatic here as they try and take down DJ. Gonna get the kill with Jerax.
On the final for Pylai Die, the Centaurs are coming. Are you lost in the woods of the Centaurs? It would appear you are.
4 dead. And great play there from OG.
Yeah.
They take the tower. Oh, God, it was so sick.
It was just so telegraphed by Fnatic. It was well known for a while that clearly they're making this move. They want to use this black hole. And you saw how Seb rotated, where he comes in, he hides, he waits in the invis, and he tried to hold the overgrowth for the black hole, but he couldn't, right? Because it was just getting closer and closer. So finally he just had to pull it because Ana was going to die. And then after the root, he's able to throw down the black hole, but it was still too late because then the tornado came through from Thompson, as you can see here. So there's Seb waiting, finally pulls it. Black hole comes out, and then the saving tornado.
Yeah.
Ana just able to escape.
Yeah, the combination there, too, of, like, even just getting the overgrowth for that slight delay that it takes for, you know, Thompson to get into position.
Yeah.
As meanwhile, we are back in the world of the living where it is Abed securing himself an Aegis. Not often that you lose a fight like that and then immediately go to Roche, but Fnatic make it work.
Yeah, Huskar and Ursa, certainly a major advantage of their lineup. Something they can do pretty much at will in this matchup. Oh, Thompson's on the prowl. He's got a Spear Vessel. He's going to find the Ursa.
Oh my god, he's already got a Spirit Vessel.
Yeah.
Eternal Envy. I mean, he turns to fight. They are going to get the kill.
You know
And now
what's
the
a good item?
disarm, long
Versus Huskar.
duration. Look at this. He can't do anything. Thompson trying to get the finish. He might die in Fountain. No, he's going to buy a Fairy Fire and then use it.
And the living armor, too.
Oh, nice play.
Yeah. Yeah, Spirit Vessel, really good item in this game. Sometimes you'll see just the earn from Invokers, and they might go back for something else. But Spirit Vessel 100% in this one. And it's even pretty common when you're not versus someone so ridiculous as a Huskar.
Man, action-packed game number 1 here. It's a 4,000 gold lead for OG, but at the very least for Fnatic, they do have this Aegis on Huskar.
Matt loves these hero voice lines.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really freaking out.
That's the best one in the game, by the way. I don't even know
really
what it is.
freaking out.
It makes no sense.
Yeah.
You get it from just one game of Treant, guys. It's totally worth it.
Highlight Die, just going to tank a Laguna Blade. And they refill the Spirit Vessel charges. Spirit Vessel's such a value item this game.
Bottom tower.
Yeah, Thompson's just making space for Ana, so he just wants to be going around, getting kills, and obviously Spirit Vessel's a very good item for that. Send back onto Jerax because he's out of mana. Have to credit No-Tail on that big fight bomb down too, of course, getting the send back onto the Spectre, who then was able to regen and haunt back in. It's basically the equivalent of a dieback haunt for a Spectre, right? And that's something that can be watched for throughout the rest of this game.
Yeah. One of the bigger plays that you can make in the strength of a Chen's Spectre. Hadn't thought about it all that much before, but it seems pretty good. Meanwhile, No-Tail still making space on this Chen.
Yeah.
Level 6 and pressuring, taking the top tier 1 tower.
We're going to see, I would guess, a big rotation from OG down this way now, too, is, yeah, Thompson finally getting punished for all this roaming around.
Well, and he is going to throw out the whoops there as he falls down dead.
It's an important pick off for them, but I think you can see Mad's already down bottom, right? Because what more does Mad have to gain in that top lane? He took down both of the 2 towers. He has a Meteor Hammer. You can't effectively use the Meteor Hammer onto the high ground as Treant Protector. It's just not a very good avenue for it. So, especially with his move speed. He's way too slow to get to those trees near the tier 3. So he's going to come down bottom and start focusing this tier 2, control of this area, and use his Invis to help plant some wards.
Because of that, you do see that instead it's going to be No-Tail that can push out this lane with his creeps. Always create just a threat where somebody has to come back and defend against it, and then maybe they'll play elsewhere on the map.
And he's very hard to kill. Like,
yeah.
Their only true ganking hero right now is the Wind Ranger, basically, because we're still waiting on this Blink Dagger from Eternal Envy.
Ana, a little bit of a...
Oh, they get the stun down bottom. They found Seb with the Shackle.
Nice play there. Take down the trees, make sure he has nowhere left to go, and they're just going to immediately drop the Black Hole.
Yeah, it's a core hero.
That's what happens.
I mean,
when
he's going to be caught out of position every now and then on that tree. It's just sort of, you know, a space-making hero, and I guess that you can eventually pick him off. I was going to comment, though, about this Ana build. Yesterday, we did end up seeing the Blade Mail into Manta style, and now just the straight-up Manta coming from Spectre. What do you think about this?
A little bit interesting. I don't see any major benefits. Probably the best thing is just being up against a Huskar, right? This whole idea of the single target. We saw how effective it was for Manta on a Tinker versus Huskar. So clearly Manta on a hero that actually uses Manta is probably really nice.
Haunt coming out. DJ, he's going to be found. The Shackle on the Illusion. Nice play there. Still is going to end up being a death for DJ.
No real help on that one. So that was the use of a Haunt, though, and the wave isn't really close to the tower. I wouldn't call that a massive loss or anything for Fnatic, as long as they're getting some other space across the map, which they are. Envy is picking up a Blink Dagger, or sorry, picked up Blink Dagger and is now going in towards that Basher, so that looks good. And Abed has enough for his Halberd, too.
Yeah. Well, I'm still kind of thinking at this point in the game, you've got to have this like big worry about what's going to happen when the Spectre gets up to its farm. Because I guess the other thing to talk about with, you know, the Manta style against the Huskar is like the Desolate is that much more value. The pure damage against the Huskar can just completely decimate him if he's all left alone.
Yeah, although for the most part, Huskar's going to be in a group anyway.
Right.
So it shouldn't matter too much.
Fair enough. Thompson pushing out the lane with Seb nearby, having that Blink Dagger on top of the Meteor Hammer. We do have the Aegis expiring as DJ is going to start to make his move with the smoke.
Are scanning.
No-Tail spots out a ward, though.
Oh, they run into Thompson, immediately dust, but it's a little bit too late.
Yeah, they catch him, but he's just too fast right now.
Thompson, feeling good about that.
Jerax, we talked about how he was like trying to get a little bit of farm gold for himself. It's not just him. All that space up top for No-Tail, he is very wealthy. And this allows him to get a couple of these aura items. He's going to build into a Vlad's for the team. A couple of Brawlers and the Spectre and the Tree Protector. They'll be happy about that one.
Oh, definitely.
And Seb has his Blink Dagger, so he can be very sneaky moving across the map.
Universe.
Close one. And he was in the vicinity there. And they have a lot of sentries down here, too. So he still hasn't committed any more movement speed items, which is kind of interesting. So even with max Nature's Guise, he's still just stuck running around at 429.
I guess the Blink Dagger helps with that a little bit, so he can traverse areas he wouldn't normally be able to.
Yeah, it does mean he can come and chip away at that tier 3 too if it ever gets close up top.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to blink onto some of the trees that are near it.
For Staff, the next item of choice for Invoker after going for the Spirit Vessel, and now is going to be going back for the Aghanim Scepter afterwards. Transition to more of that damage.
Look at this farm down bottom on all these
This is
Eidolons.
great.
Oh man, this is why Meteor Hammer is incredible.
Oh no, they ran
At least
away.
they die, but it's okay. You just kill entire waves so
Yeah.
simply from Invis, and you can kind of bait. So right now, like they could be hunting this tree. Like Seb's gonna show, right? Like there's not a lot of value showing here. He's just trying to bait and hope they're gonna come down for the kill, and it might work on DJ and Universe here.
Oh, Thompson, he runs into Universe right at the get-go. They are going to be able to hit the Shackle, but it does not latch. Haunt to follow this one up, and it looks like DJ is going to be the sacrifice as he tries to head out of there. I don't know if they can chase down Universe any further. He's getting fairly low, but moving into the creeps, it's not going to be enough. The Manta to split up the extra bits of damage. Now the lift up onto Envy as well. Jerax able to hit the Sunstrike on top of it, but the Enrage was there to keep him alive. And now the rest of Fnatic in the area. They have a buyback on Universe if they want to go for it. They might need to now because they're all starting to fall as they are starting to get to the damage. Thompson on a killing spree. They're doing the Meteor Hammer drop on Abed. They're completely getting dismantled. And are you lost spam as they all die? OG. Disrespect.
Yeah, they are not finding a whole lot of value in their Huskar pick this game. It did well in the lane. It did okay, but post lane, this just isn't a hero that you really want to be like putting your game on, right? And so that means that it has to be Universe who gets it, but great focus down from OG during that team fight, and then Envy is just coming into a fight that's already lost, essentially. Pretty hard for an Ursa to clean up a lot of those situations, and OG just playing out of their minds right now. Find all the good fights, all started with kind of a bait situation down bottom with Seb. And all of their movements have looked very strong this game, right? Like the way that they countered the gank onto Ana in the bottom.
Yeah. Well, and you know, I'm just thinking like the sort of the not necessarily play style, but like the team morale, I guess. This is one of the things that I talked about in the EU qualifiers for TI is like if they are feeling this confident with themselves, you know, spamming the chat wheel, everybody seems like they're in a good mood when you see them going through like, you know, in the lunch areas or whatever. This is a team that could potentially start getting on a roll. I think that people are underrating them, and they play a lot of good opponents going forward. So curious to see how they go forward in this game, in this series. 17-8 already, 9,000 net worth lead. Yeah,
momentum is incredibly important in TI. Several teams have shown that over the years, right? Like DC, Liquid, of course.
Yeah.
Over the past couple. So Wings even, I guess you could argue, was a pretty momentum-based team. Envy will be focused down here now. Not going to be able to go for a follow-up, though, as his allies are too close. So good choice by Jerax. But I think one thing about OG, too, is they definitely have a chip on their shoulder after what happened with the roster swap, right? Like,
yeah.
You just have two of your star players, like some of the most iconic players in Dota, just leave out of nowhere. And the team's still pretty upset about it. So they had to pull themselves together very quickly for the qualifiers, dominated. And now they're doing very well here at TI itself. But again, it is only group stage, so still a very long road before you're even getting to that top 8 of the bracket.
Yeah, the main event is just a completely different animal from the get-go as well. Roche, we have a minute until it's going to respawn. As top lane, Seb just going to lay down a little bit of hurt here onto the tower from afar with the Meteor Hammer. And you can see this tier 2 already down to just 380 HP.
Yeah, and you can just do sneaky stuff like this. Easily chip away once more. He's going to wait, though, because the back door is going to kick in. So, smart boy. And maybe hoping that he can trick them into thinking nothing's happening. But, oh, he actually cancels the Meteor Hammer. He doesn't want Envy to know he's here.
Okay.
So are they going to bring some allies to focus him? Or no,
it looks like they're trying to set up over the side as well. There are 4 heroes of OG, but now Fnatic kind of grouped together. Maybe they're going to think about going for a smoke play in a second here, as it does look like DJ has one.
And No-Tail has used this Harpy for like the entire game.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it's not really the fastest creep, so it just gets eaten up.
Patience from Zoe.
Ana running in close. Needs to be careful with his positioning here as all the rest of Fnatic are in the area. Striker Ray clearing through those creeps. Universe does not have a Blink Dagger yet, but he does have that BKB. And meanwhile, you look at this, Thompson is just pushing up the top lane. Like, this tower is falling down, and nobody from Fnatic is coming to really deal with it. And Envy shows up there now, but that means that maybe OG could take a fight at this point.
Yeah, and they don't have limiting armor, but Pilot Eye is in the back line. He looks like he's trying to start something here. Or he needs to at least be ready for it, because you are only an Undying. Very dangerous spot to be. I guess if they start a fight on top of Pilot Eye there, then they can just TP the Shrine and join him, but...
I mean, look at this. They're just ratting them out back and forth. They're pulling Fnatic across the map, and Fnatic is getting very little farm while this is happening.
Yeah, and they're going to steal the roast from right under them. Oscar
man.
All right, there's still no Blink Dagger.
And they're not going to get here in time. Roche goes down, and again, Fnatic caught in a little bit of an odd situation. The tornado a little bit off the mark. Universe thinking about dropping down that black hole if they want to go for it. Envy's on top of him, down to low HP. Thompson gets the deafening blast off, but not quick enough. The hand of God.
It's a pretty big kill. Take down the Invoker. That's going to be a decent swing. 1100. Unfortunately, the kill went to Pilot Die, which might not be the best for them, but they'll still take it.
I'm playing him in fantasy. That's not unfortunate.
Oh, okay.
What are you
Fair
talking
enough.
about?
Yeah, sorry.
As we look at that replay real quickly, it was so close to gain off the hand of God there at the last second, and I don't know if that would have saved the day, but...
Well, he also had the Force Staff, too, that like saved himself from the shackle, too, so he was getting there.
Yeah.
I think we still need to be wary that they haven't quite gone high ground yet, and the high ground is pretty scary just because like power shot spam, taking down creeps, might force you into a push that you don't really want to go for, and then suddenly you're just getting all black hole. So there is still just a single counter right now of the Treant Protector to handle it, unless you get like a net with the Chen.
Right. That's probably the dream there, to pick up one of those troll creeps. And I imagine he would try and look around for one. But nonetheless, Universe looking for that blink. You do have top lane, No Tail, smoked up and trying to get down a pretty decent ward here.
Envy has a BKB now too, so if No Tail was thinking about the Purge creep too, which I'm sure he's probably considering, right? Getting rid of that overpower. Be very irritating for an Ursa player. But won't be able to handle that now. So Seb, once again, scouting out here.
I think they would have gone on him there if they could have found it. But a little bit late with that Sentry Ward. While I die. Meanwhile, though, they drop down another one and see the rotation in from Seb. He just walks outside of vision now, and looks like they're going to try and play around this one as Pilot Eye TP's away, and they are not going to take this fight. Thompson.
Well, if he ults, no, not going to catch him.
Yeah, they get out. Good job by Fnatic to dodge that gank. They were sort of being wrapped around on from every angle.
Radiant are
Thompson is so fast at this point. 550 in Ghost Walk. But still holding the tier 3s means that they'll at least have a chance of the next Roche because of the Shrines being there. For now, I don't think they want to go anywhere near Ana. So going to try and keep on split pushing. Seb is now rotated top. We don't have any bots heroes.
Oh, they have Haunt, though, if they want to use it. And that is going to be the play. Although he pops the BKB out now, and the overgrowth is going to be there. TP away. Good play by Envy, but it's not good enough. Manta Diffusal's a lot of damage.
Okay. Yeah, they had a DD rune. I was going to say, there's no way he should live, but Seb was comfortable just going with the ulti. Or sorry, there's no way he should die, but he was comfortable going for the ulti simply because he knew Ana had a DD. That makes a lot more sense. Wow, the shackle onto the catapult.
And now no Envy. He just bought that BKB.
Yeah.
So a little bit of luck and a little bit of skill going the way of OG to take down Envy there. And now they're pressuring the tower. Ana still with
Seb's
that
going
Aegis.
to Meteor Hammer it too, if he wants.
Go for it. Ana still living. Look at the damage with the turnaround. Ana still holding on to that. DD has the Manta style if he wants to pop it. Look at this damage coming out. And there's going to be the Manta dodge turning now onto Abed. Ana has the hand of God, living for the moment. The 2-person shackle. This could be a decent turnaround. But the illusions taking down Abed with the Desolate damage. Oh, it's dirty. And the tip to boot. Easy peasy. OG taking the first set of racks 27 minutes in.
OG Dota. I love it. I was not going to lie, looking really forward to this core Treant to finally come out. We actually get it. And it was pretty important for the strategy, right? Like, you have an Invoker and a Spectre. This Invoker up against a Huskar, pretty difficult matchup, but the Living Armor just constantly being spammed. The 2 points just in the leech seed, and then going back for the max Living Armor, and then back for the max Nature's Guise. It allowed him to be on the edge of the map that no one else wanted to be, and then help sustain 2 lanes that were in a pretty bad situation. Like, that was one of the worst lanes I've ever seen for for Universe, rather. Like, he was pressuring constantly, and it still wasn't enough because every time Ana would just back up and get healed.
Absolutely. It's the hard thing to deal with as they have the cold snap with the Spirit Vessel onto DJ. Ana still low, but is hanging on to that Aegis. Pylai die, dropping a low too. The Black Hole is there on 2, but immediately going to get interrupted by Seb with the Meteor Hammer drop on top of them. But the BKBs are out, so keeping them alive. A Butterfly picked up for Ana as he turns now onto Envy. They only have 20 more seconds left on this Aegis, but it might be enough regardless because they kill off the Bear yet again. GG called. OG doing it big here in the group stages.
That was the win you had to earn right there. That's what that was. That was not an easy one. That wasn't like some crazy outdraft, really. I think just excellently played by side of OG. Very good strategy coming through. A little bit unique in the draft, but we didn't even get a chance to talk about half the stuff in this game because it all happened so fast. But Jerax on that Lina, I can remember so many games back when Lina was a little bit more popular as a support where he hit these like 3-man LSAs just over and over. He's very comfortable in the hero. So
totally.
Having a hero like that available to be able to just pick up in the first phase, super high damage out of a support like that, just roaming around, ganking with a Treant, that's kind of what enables that sort of a possibility. But just overall, it looked like a pretty solid strat, well prepped from OG.
Definitely.
Fnatic not ready for it. It would seem.
And I think that like this idea of sort of defending for Ana is something that's worked well for them in the past. And I think that people, were very critical of Ana throughout his career, but he's showing that he's still growing as a player, even though he took that time off. 8-0-13 on a Spectre when he was going up against like everybody. I mean, look at all these heroes that he's going against. Huskar, going against the Ursa and Undying. These are the counters for Spectre, and he just owned them.
I think the problem, too, was that they had 0 transition for the Ursa.
Yeah.
The Blink Dagger came way too late for Envy. He just didn't have a lane to get it in, and then he all 4 kills I think were in the laning stage. Or maybe he got 1 like out of the laning stage kind of a deal, but he had at least 3 in the first like 3 minutes and you're like, all right, Envy, let's go. He's feeling it.
Yeah.
It didn't really come back from that. Maybe they needed to rotate someone down earlier to focus on the Spectre. I'm not sure. I'm sure those are the kind of questions Fnatic will be asking.
It's like the exact opposite of what we've come to expect from Envy. He gives up first blood always, and then he wins the game. Here, he gets it this time and then falls apart.
Where has that man gone? I don't know. He's going to game 2, I think.
That's right. Game 2, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back in just a little bit with OG versus Fnatic. Stick around. More from the TI group stages right after this. Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back again to the International 2018. We're here in the group stages, continuing our coverage of Fnatic versus OG. Trent, last game was a little bit rough out there for Fnatic.
OG, they had a plan. They executed.
Yeah.
Good way to play Dota.
Seb Treant, very, very good. He was...
OG, No Tail, the man, the legend, the OG.
And look
That
at
Chen
that.
was pretty good, yeah. As you'll see in the draft, instantly banned out, and I can't disagree. We didn't talk too much about the no-tail Chen because there was just so much happening, but he definitely was a very important backbone of that too, where he was just aiding in the bottom lane, right? And the Spectre, if there's any sort of problems, he can be there. He can be in the top lane to add additional pressure once, because it was starting to fade away, right? Like Jarek's died 3 times from the Ursa. Seb couldn't really go back in the lane because now he was skilling into the living armor to help the other 2 lanes, and then suddenly no-tail shows up and the tower just dies because they just zone him out with the Harpy Stormcrafter and the Satyr.
And that was after he was able to find a kill down bottom lane
Yeah.
and get some good damage into the tower there as well. So he was already making stuff happen, and then he realized, all right, we need to prioritize this other side. And that was the point where they stopped the snowball from Envy, and he basically couldn't do anything else for a while.
Yeah, he never came back. And then they also had 2 heroes that were super similar in the Huskar and the Ursa. And we pointed out the Huskar, and we were like, oh, well, I can't really pick Huskar here. I don't think it fits that well because it just kind of did the same thing as Ursa. So that would have been like crazy snowball, and they went for it anyway, and there was still a pick left. And so OG went for their patented Quas Wex Invoker. And Thompson did great considering the lane that he was given. He didn't get any assistance, really. And just had a nice little mid-game, so...
I mean, to me, the biggest point in the last game, too, was that one movement where OG go in, they pressure for the tier 1 tower mid lane, and then they get it, and all that time they're trying to set up a kill onto the Spectre. It doesn't happen, and then they win a huge fight with the first black hole.
Yeah, it was just way too well read, and that gave them a very early lead with a Spectre on their team, and then they also have the vision advantage the entire game because they're playing with a Treant Protector,
Right.
who can do a lot of this bounty hunter stuff where he's just running up and down the lanes, taking a look as to where people are rotating, and then also able to pressure onto structures with a Meteor Hammer. So couldn't really ask for too much more.
And that's the thing to me that makes me a little bit worried about this was that you mentioned it at the end of the last draft. It wasn't really completely a drafting problem. To me, it felt like the play in the game was the thing that determined this series. And I don't know necessarily how you try and solve that. Maybe you just simplify things a little bit for Fnatic, go back to something that worked in the past.
I think it wasn't even like the hero by hero play. It was more like on a macro level. It seemed clear that OG had a very good idea what Fnatic were doing. Fnatic were making moves that seemed extremely obvious because they were just letting towers be pressured. They didn't go for any aggressive smokes with this Ursa or the Huskar. I think they felt like they couldn't do anything without certain items, but that timing just never came. So maybe it is about simplification and ease of execution, trying to find someone that can do more with less.
Well, they had a long time to think about it, a relatively long break in between game 1 and game 2. It was actually OG that was taking a while to get back into it.
It's true.
But it is going to be not that many changes in the first round bans. Looks like the Wraith King is going to be taken out this time. Winter Wyvern still removed from the pool. And then the Chen was the big departure that they've added in.
So that means... Oh, okay. And we've already lost that. So that means Tiny is the big one. Tiny and Silencer will be in the pool as well as the Pugna. So I guess you take your pick as to which one of them you want. And they're going to say that Nature's Prophet can do okay versus all those heroes. I think Tiny is now virtually guaranteed. I think Tiny's very strong against Nature's Prophet. You can help counter the split push of the Treants. You can steal a tree from his Sprout and run away. That can be handy sometimes.
Well, there you go. Why not? That's how you get out of the Sprout.
Just a handy combo. He can also catch him while he's trying to split push. Just even a Blink Dagger and this Nature's Prophet who's used to being able to just sit in the wave and get a couple right clicks in will only be able to basically spawn Treants and TP away.
All right. We'll take a second just to leave the draft. Imagine if you could plant a tree and pick it up for Tiny and give you bonus damage.
That would be really useful.
That would be kind of cool. But you would also end up like, is it worth it? Maybe you have supports buy your branches for you and then come to your lane and plant them.
Oh, you mean those kind of trees?
Those kind of trees.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I thought you were making a joke about how that is what happens.
Oh, no.
I didn't know where this was going.
What if the mechanic that exists is how it is?
Yes,
that's basically what you thought.
That's pretty much what you said. It sounded like.
Right.
So there you go.
Silly stuff. I'm curious to see if Fnatic are going to go back to what they were doing before, or if they're going to try and stick with this new game plan. It looks like they're not going to take the Tiny first. Weaver still.
Really surprised they didn't go Tiny. I don't know. Tiny feels really good in that matchup, but they like the Weaver. A lot of laning options. Very difficult to handle. And do they want the Venge? Just because I think a Venge in a vacuum is being a pretty good hero against Nature's Prophet for scouting in the trees. And yeah, it just goes too nicely with the Weaver to ignore. With the Pilot Eye, Winter Wyvern already banned out.
So the one thing I will say about this combo is we've seen it punished a couple of times by Tiny, these sort of magical damage-based heroes that can blow up the Weaver. I think the most sort of proficient example was when it was Ace playing the Weaver, and he basically never got his time-lapse off.
No, he got absolutely obliterated.
10 seconds
Like,
remaining.
it was really, really sad to watch. The bug was squished.
It was
5
rough.
seconds
So
remaining.
if you don't go Tiny, I just picked Tiny. Pugna, again, is still in the pool. OG love Pugna. Every team first phase bans it against them. They managed to sneak it out in a 9th pick earlier on, but they've also lost their games with Pugna versus Team Liquid, so I don't know. Maybe they're not feeling the hero right now.
Yeah, it's tough to tell. I think that Pugna would be pretty strong. The other thing to think about with Fnatic is what is it that they want to draft and how do you counter out what they're doing? Because we've seen this sometimes be part of early aggression lineups where you go like a Drow range or something like that. But we've also seen teams like Newbie run something like this and then they build into a Medusa with a 4 protect 1 strategy. And then that Medusa is just impossible to deal with because like a Weaver goes Aghanims. I think that was one of the games that we saw yesterday. So we'll see if OG have any inkling as to which way Fnatic want to play this, and they're just going to take their Shaker.
Okay, so they've used that combo several times. I guess a little bit of global presence. They like that together. They used it in their win versus Mineski yesterday. So feeling like it's a nice combo. What's good against the Weaver? You can Fisher to create the stun from a far distance, which is pretty handy. You have Echo Slam just to maybe try and nuke that bug down. Talked about how he's pretty vulnerable to a lot of magic damage. So downsides to Earthshaker is usually he has a hard time in the laning phase now because we're very lane focused with our support heroes. We want people who are able to bully, able to have a good impact, and Earthshaker has an extremely long cooldown on the Fisher, which means he needs a very strong laning partner. However, Nature's Prophet is one of the best laners in the entire game. Many argue that virtually only like Razor beats him in a 1v1 because of how strong the treants are.
Right. And it's also particularly rough to go against these range supports that can't build into stout shields and can get bullied that much more heavily by them. Because that little bits of damage, you can mitigate it with stout shield. Not so much when you're Avenge. Just taking the punches.
I think I just said, yeah, never mind. Please ignore my last sentence. It's the other way around.
Okay.
Nature's Prophet's the one who destroys Razor. My brain was firing all over the place. Sorry. Speaking of Razor, where
You
is that
said it
guy?
so confidently.
Yeah, well, then I was like, that's not how that works at all. In fact, Nature's Prophet destroys Razor because you just throw treants at him. Sorry, guys. It's, it's a lot of Dota.
I'm going to give you a little hint. I wasn't listening to you.
Yeah, I know. That's okay. But I listened to myself, and I heard how stupid it sounded, so I had to say something. So please, I don't want someone later to go into their poor game and be like, oh, look, there's Nature's Prophet. I'm going to pick Razor. And then the treants are just going to kill me. He's going to be like, Trent, why did Trent tell me that?
Fnatic.
All right, anyway. Bloodseeker going to be removed now. So if the Pugna remains, the Tiny is taken out. They don't want Fnatic to have that for themselves, which I can definitely understand. It feels like that Drow ban in the last game. Speaking of which, Drow's still in. But it is against Nature's Prophet and Earthshaker, so I can understand leaving it. But Fnatic love it. They're going to get a Highlight Die. Oh, no, it's probably going to be DJ Coddle and a Highlight Die Vengeful Spirit. Okay.
Wow. Interesting. So what is the thought behind this? I guess it's heavy push, right? When you are getting down to like, pushing high ground or whatever, it's going to take a lich. You get an Aghanim Scepter on this Coddle, start pushing down waves. It's really hard to fight into that during daytime. And if you can go for an early push strat, this looks like a good way to do it. Maybe Lone Druid later on?
That would be the sort of Liquid-esque style. They already removed that Necrophos. Oh, the Coddle. Okay.
Oh,
Coddle
wow.
Bristle. That is a much better combination. Okay, so that's a good laning duo for them to have. So that'll likely be for Universe on the Bristleback. Could be an Envy Bristleback. He does love that. So maybe it'll be Envy Bristle and then Universe playing the Weaver, something he's a little bit more confident in.
Okay. They could also switch it up. It's sort of like,
remaining.
even though it might be Envy playing the Bristleback, I still think you take it to that bottom lane, or the top lane, don't you?
remaining.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see how it goes. I like it a lot. I think that the other cool thing about this is you build the Weaver, Vengeful Spirit, and then they take these two heroes that are good against it, anticipating something like a Drow strat. But this is like early push, and it works similarly to a Drow strat. But the problem is that these heroes, I think, don't deal well with Bristleback. All of them.
Yeah, they're probably going to want to pick up a Silver Edge hero right now before... Unless I guess they can just do it with Seb on the Nature's Prophet. Because it could be Jarek's on the Shaker, and then No-Tail on the Lich. So they could go Silver Edge Prophet instead. The Spectre is still in the pool if they feel like they could withstand that pressure, but they would have to dodge lane of the Caudle and the Bristle, so that seems awful. Go with the Morph instead. Okay, that is a very tanky Morph target in the Bristleback.
Yeah. I've played this lane a couple of times, and it's not as bad as it seems.
You have a really high armor
Yeah.
against all the physical damage.
Well, and the other thing that's nice about it is that you can go back and go for, like, you know, just max agi, pop your wand, you're back up to full HP. Don't know if it's going to be Anna or Thompson playing it. I've seen them both play this hero, and I think that
5
probably
seconds remaining.
Thompson is a little bit more comfortable on it. But I think that matchup, we'll see where they decide to send him.
You can also morph, use the quills, morph back, keep playing morph
Yeah.
lane, and then every time it's back off CD, you can morph and quill. That's pretty cool, and keep the stacks going on your enemies.
Yeah.
Bit interesting. You can also morph and then use the passive to like save damage. Ah, okay, that's a pretty cool target.
Yeah.
Very interesting. And then they need their final pick here too, which I guess they're just gonna pick a DK if it's left in. That looks like a pretty solid hero. Has a good stun versus the Weaver. It's a Silver Edge builder. Will give them just an extra little bit of push. Just good all around hero when you don't know what the matchup's going to be.
Oh, you know what? You shouldn't be able to keep the extra damage because that's his ulti.
No, the extra damage from like onto heroes, like quill stacking.
Yeah. Gotcha. But yeah, he will be a monster in this game potentially. I think that Morphling is being underpicked right now.
Ooh. They probably have to ban Storm, actually. That's a tough call.
OG's
They'll ban the
turn to
Lina.
ban.
Okay. I thought maybe it would be Storm or DK. Lina, I guess, is a very good Silver Edge builder as well, and would have a lot of nuke damage to combo up with the Weaver. You could do Fissure into LSA, into Laguna Blade, and any other of these spells, and Weaver's just dead. So that is a fair point as well.
The other one that we've seen before when there's a Morphling in the game is taking the Morph affects allies, and with Earthshaker Nature's Prophet,
10
it's already really good.
seconds
The
remaining.
one that I think we saw with it before was an Invoker too.
Yeah.
And
5
then you could get
seconds
all of the
remaining.
abilities basically.
Yeah, EMP absolutely
OG's
destroys.
turn to pick.
And Brood does love going up against Invoker. It is definitely possible here.
See what OG are feeling.
The Anna hero, I'm really curious what they're going to want. I don't feel that confident in it being TA. Maybe it'll look all right. Just like with Frost Armor, that can be pretty rough. But it is just one of these Abed heroes that looks pretty classic right now.
10
And
seconds remaining.
would play pretty well in this mid game.
5 seconds
Yeah,
remaining.
it's sort of an odd one, right? Like they have very clear synergy between these heroes on Fnatic, but it is going to be the Invoker.
Okay. Whew. EMP. That's a good one.
You know what's funny about this is they actually could play either hero on both of them.
Yeah.
Like Ana could play Morphling or Invoker, and same thing for Thompson.
I think we're assuming it's going to be Thompson Invoker, though. And
Yeah.
Anna Morph. Seems like the most likely one. Okay, so last time, it looked like you had a good opportunity to push pretty
10
fast as
seconds
Fnatic. The
remaining.
thing that was slowing you down was the Chen. Do they feel like they can actually
5
get high
seconds
ground this
remaining.
time with any of with these heroes that are on the side of OG? I feel like it should be easier this time to push forward, but I thought that about last game, and they got absolutely dismantled.
That's true. I mean, again, it depends upon the plays. I think that Spectre really hurt them, and in a similar vein, Morphling is that type of hero that can take over a game. So I think particularly if the Bristleback doesn't get off to a hot start, you might start to get concerned for Fnatic. So what's a hero? You already have the Coddle to make sure that happens.
I kind of like that TA helps give them Roche, too. I feel like they could really use someone to help out with that. Because the fight around the Roche pit's going to be very difficult. I don't think you want a team to pour at it. Visage is already banned out.
It gives you like no answers late game to deal with Invoker, which is scary. And they're gonna go for the Meepo.
Wow.
All
Finally.
right.
So this is the first game it wasn't banned, right?
No, I think it's not. Oh yeah, in the
IG.
second phase or whatever.
Yeah, IG did not ban it either in one of the games, but Fnatic didn't go for it. But this is only the second game. It has not been banned so far at T. No? Okay, never mind. Well, there were some games we missed. Fair
Is
enough.
this the first Meepo game of the tournament?
I'm not sure. I don't think so. I don't think he was on the list of unpicked heroes.
Can you check on Dota Buff?
Oh, I guess I can. Sure. Why not, buddy? Just
What
for
a
you, I
guy.
can do that.
This man right here,
Yeah, I see.
Trent Pax Dota.
Let's see. Heroes?
You know, it's funny. Everybody's saying that all the heroes have been picked, and it was like in the qualifiers where it was like 2-3.
This is the first Meepo. Okay.
This is the first Meepo,
Yeah, this is the first Meepo of the group stage, guys. Woohoo!
10 seconds
We're in there.
remaining.
and Abed playing it. God, this guy, he's so
5
good.
seconds remaining.
I think that you know.
Oh, it's the first Coddle, too, apparently.
Oh wow.
It looks that way, at least, according to
Fnatic
my
doing
group
a couple
stage
firsts.
graphic. Okay.
So Seb is going to be playing on the Earthshaker, and it's going to be a no-tail Prophet. Very interesting.
Oh, okay. I like that better, actually. I think that's way better. I am in on that. Earthshaker, getting
Tell me
some
why.
farm going on. So what's the lane matchup going to be for this Earthshaker? It's probably just going to be this Weaver and the Vengeful Spirit. Like, Nature's Prophet is so strong as a support hero, too, because the Treants are still super strong level 1. So you still just have them. You don't need any farm or any levels to be a brutal laner, as is Nature's Prophet. And I'm not expecting this to be like some position 3, all of the farm in the lane Earthshaker. I feel like it's going to be more like a little bit of a split going back and forth. And then we have rotation heroes, potentially, from like Anna. He can go into the jungle a little bit early on. Thompson is going to be hunting around for kills. So expect Seb to kind of do the same thing he was doing on the Nature's Prophet, or on the Train Protector in the previous game, where he just wants a little bit of space early on, gets one item, and then goes out hunting. Kind of stuff like that. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, game number 2 underway as we hop into this one. Fnatic versus OG, and we are talking about the strength of the OG lineup. I think we'd be remiss without talking about how good this Meepo is from Abed. And again, for anybody that hasn't been following the pro scene for a while, Abed is a hero that was notorious for it. He knocked Kyle out of the elimination matches 2 times, I think, if I'm not mistaken, on his Meepo a couple years back. He was dominating the Southeast Asian scene when he was playing in it. It got first phase ban against Execration when he was on that team for many years. This guy is a monster.
It doesn't look like we'll see anything all too odd. It is indeed going to be Envy on the Bristleback, and he will be going to the Radiant top lane, as we thought. Seb coming down bottom, and No-Tail will also be wandering down here. So No-Tail's starting straight off with the Blightstones, too. Just have that harassment in the lane.
30 seconds to
Let's
battle.
see. We do have... Is there anything... You would never morph a Meepo, right? That would never happen.
I haven't seen that one,
Okay.
but I'm good to go.
Yeah. There's no reason that you would take that guy. Maybe you net him. Maybe there will be more Meepos all around the place. So DJ gonna move over here. The Bristleback. He takes the mana level 1 to get the double quill spray action happening. Throws 2 of them out. Good bit of damage. Misses on the fissure, but it's gonna be some good damage on the DJ there as Envy gonna try and clean up these treants. We'll see how well he's capable of doing this. Oh, nice gold. He's taking a lot of damage, but so too is No-Tail. No-Tail needs to be careful here. They have another round of it. Oh, good fissure, though, from Seb.
Oh, jeez, that was so greedy.
Holy crap, No-Tail. All right, and they're bringing everybody. So he pops a mango, gets a salve from his Venge, and Envy is off to the races.
Wow, Seb is going to have a really rough go here versus the Bristleback. So he was
doesn't
down
have a
bottom
stick.
versus the Weaver. No, and he's going to have a hard time getting over that side shot,
Are
too.
fortified.
No-Tail is trying to make a run for it right now. See if he can find DJ over to the side here and punish him. But honestly, this is one of the harder ones to deal with. Like, they need to go on Keeper Light.
Yeah, and the Prophet is actually still really slow, though, so there's a chance they just run him down if No-Tail isn't careful enough.
Well, mid lane, Meepo versus the Invoker is going to get his poof canceled there. Still has a salve available and going to go for the secondary poof, which is going to be glyphed.
Oh, how irritating.
We've seen it happen more than a few times, though. And DJ's just running around in circles, continuing to give Envy mana whenever he gets a chance to.
And you guys have probably seen this before about Chakra Magic. You can reduce the cooldown on S-Cast, so you can just double quill spray. It stacks up very quickly and is a dangerous thing to deal with when you're these melee laners.
Bottom lane in the meantime, Ana again, the wave pushed underneath him. Universe been putting the hurt a little bit onto Ana.
I'm surprised they're not like, I thought they would be pulling the waves and stuff with the Nature's Prophet, like using the treants to kind of draw the waves around. I thought that's how they were going to solve this issue of the Bristleback, but hasn't been something Notice's been able to do yet. Maybe he'll do it now with this round of treants.
Okay. Keep our eyes on it as, well, the creep wave is just going to push under the tower yet again, so it doesn't look like that's going to be the play for them now.
Okay, well, that's totally fine. Seb will take it there, that is for sure. They might have to go for the next one if you're No-Tail, but they will get the deny onto the range creep, so. relatively happy there, I'm sure, for DJ.
All right. Well, in mid lane, you can see Meepo is having a perfectly fine time against Thompson. Very high armor on Meepo at the early levels, 11 in fact, already at level 3. He's gotten those buffs a couple of times in the past couple patches. DJ trapped in by the trees in the fissure. Seb getting some help there and getting the kill with no tail.
Yeah, it means Envy can't get the follow-up kill either, just because there's no secondary shock or anything for that ridiculous amount of burst. He will have a soul ring now too, though, so he is going to have an absolutely ridiculous amount of regen. And the soul ring is sitting on top of the coddle. He just handed it to DJ, who brought it back in the lane with the TP, so they don't have to take the courier away. Mid lane, look at this dive here with that haste of Meepo.
They're making the plays happen. In some trouble. They're bringing in the Earthshaker, but the punches are going to be there. Now Seb, maybe in a little bit of trouble himself. They have creeps here as well. They're trying to kill off this Meepo, but it's not looking like it's going to happen. And instead, they bring in the Earthshaker and they go down. Abed will pay for it, but in a way, that's almost okay.
Yeah, it's better that he died like that before Thompson got back.
Look at the Meepo's items right now.
Yeah, that is a quadruple Wraith Band. Yeah. The Meepos these days, you know, they got to find these item builds.
And we've been seeing this more and more often with a bunch of other heroes now, is like the early investment into stat items. And they found him again. Thompson already in some trouble. Are they going to be able to run him down? The secondary net is going to connect. They have enough damage, and the right click's coming through. 82 apiece, plus 2 points in the Geo Strike.
Oh, they got a Meepo problem.
Already 4 minutes in.
That rotation really hurt from Seb trying to come in like that and make the play. But hey, if there's one good reason to have this as a core shaker, there is a Meepo in the game.
True enough. I wonder if they were thinking about that when they went for it.
I don't know if they were, I doubt they were thinking about it as a counter pick. They might have thought about when they went for the decision of who was going to be core.
Right.
Because I think like the Prophet would have been probably more well farmed in this game if he was the core. He would have been pulling more and just like harassing more on this bristleback. But No Tails has played a little bit different as a support. But Seb's doing great. He's 18-2.
Jeez. Well, I want to see how Meepo translates into the later stages, and particularly his movement around the map. Envy, going to get caught again by the fissure. He's taking a lot of damage from these treants.
Yeah, it's interesting. He should be okay, but it's interesting how this works because Envy is forced to shove the wave into the tower, and I think that's why they're getting away with this, with the melee here of the Earthshaker, right? Because the wave just keeps coming out of the tower, so they don't have to do any sort of cheeky pulls whatsoever, the Nature's Prophet. And now he's going to steal the bounty rune as Pilot Egg goes after there, so that's a very good play. And you will see DJ's been stacking that up.
Oh my god.
Oops.
Abed.
Oh, he had a illusion rune, so just use the poof.
Oh god, yeah. All right, this is the other piece of this, is that you send the Meepo in here and everybody has to be careful because you can actually poof on top of your own illusions as a Meepo.
Yeah.
I was wondering, like, where the heck did that kill come from?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So the stack that was going on up here, still in play.
Yep.
If Bristle wants to take it. And this... Oh, Ana. Just be careful. Universe doesn't have another Scoochie, so they won't be able to get that kill.
Yeah, we've not been down the bottom lane all too much. 20 last hits versus the 19, so this is working out very well for OG, I would argue, because I think this is the lane that they need to go very well with the Morphling. But game-wise, things looking better for Fnatic. Oh, jeez, Ana. He just got so low from that Shikuchi, and I pulled you away from top. And, of course, they get a double kill.
Oh, Envy baiting him in yet again. And meanwhile, bottom lane, Ana in some trouble, the Wave of Terror. He's playing it close. Ahmed killing Thompson. What's happening?
All right. In my defense, Ana went down to 5 HP, so
right, fair enough.
I feel okay with that pull away.
Oh, and now Ana is going to end up dying. Everybody's dying on OG. They're all dead. What in the hell? 4,000 gold lead at 6 minutes in. Fnatic are really hitting on all cylinders here.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And this is kind of lap that's very scary. Oh, I don't think No Tail can get this courier, even with the Blightstone.
Man, close.
Does not have TP ready either. So maybe there'd be a chance, but also no Sprout, so stealing bounty runes does cost him. Okay, 9-2, 4K lead. Where do we go from here? The concern if you're Fnatic is basically just keeping that net worth on your Meepo. You don't want him to be this pinata that gets killed 2 or 3 times, and if that's going to happen, it is the Earthshaker that one would imagine will be doing it. Renowned counter for a pretty good reason, just able to stun all the Meepos. Even if he's not doing that final blow with Echo Slam, it's more about him just setting up for his whole team to focus down that Meepo and not allow him to be his elusive, annoying self.
Right. Well, they also have a pretty good answer for the Earthshaker if they can keep him on him in Eternal Envy. Like, that's the thing, too, is that Meepo can kind of play in the back in this type of draft, it feels like, where Bristleback can walk forward and be that meat shield for him. But, of course, if he is not there for you in the mid lane, Abed could potentially get dunked. They're continuing to just press forward for Envy here and cut through creep waves.
One thing I like about these predictions is you can see certain values, like how much magic damage is being done right now. Over 1,200 magic damage has been done so far by Pylai Dai, and that bottom lane is a Vengeful Spirit. Like,
wow.
just spamming out that wave of terror, it adds up so quickly.
Top lane, Thompson shows up. Can't do anything. Anything at all. And is forced back because they'll burn through Envy's mana. But guess what? We got some chakra action going on here.
Looks like they were probably trying to make a play with the Echo Slam. Seb's got to be eyeing that stack. Like, if someone goes for that stack, I'm going to dunk them so hard.
Yeah, he's ready for it. Absolutely. But if he dies at any given point, I'm sure Envy is ready to walk over towards him. There's a big old creep wave that Envy is chasing. This is a bold move.
Oh my god, that's there's so many units.
This is
god.
gonna happen. Oh lordy.
Oh, this is so much farm. All right, now suddenly Envy is 1,400 ahead of the Weaver.
Look at these net worths on these heroes. Like, Meepo and Bristleback are so farmed.
Bristleback, you know, I'm not as even worried about that, because it's like, you know, what can you do with a really farmed Bristleback? Once he has Radiance or something, yeah, that's really scary, but at least you can run away from him. Meepo, you can't run away from the Meepo. They're going to go for a play on him now, though, with the dunk.
Trying to set up, the Echo Slam is down, they're going to find him, and that should be a kill. They needed it badly, and they make it happen.
Yeah, they really did.
Under attack.
Pylai Dai also going to be chased down here, but it looks like he will make the escape. But great recognition there, and an overextension by Abed.
And the kill also went to Seb, which means that he's going to be able to start building in towards that Blink Dagger quicker on. And then every time the cooldown's up, they're going to go Meepo hunting. Top lane, though, the tower, as they did abandon to go focus on the Meepo, it is going to die here, and there's no chance for them to get back. The Observer Ward scouting the return of Seb and No Tail, and he'll give him a little branding. So they drop that Rebel OG. Then they got to run.
Gives a little bit of extra space here for Thompson, who's built into his completed urn now. No charges on it, so can't really go for any type of aggressive play yet. As bottom lane, Envy's decided, I'm going to mess with your life now. Welcome to Bristleback.
It's a good rotation to make just when you want to start pressuring down another tier 1 and possibly even tier 2, honestly, as Universe just makes his way up here to start getting a couple items onto him. You know, the least farmed of the cores. He's somewhere around the Coddle right now, but he was given a more... It's not even like he's under-farmed, right?
Yeah.
As you look at this Bristle versus Bristle.
This is the scary thing, and why Morphling can be such a strong hero nowadays. Doesn't last that long, but still can be a problem as Envy finishes off that stack over there. You also have No Tail just farming away in the jungle for a bit. Fnatic could possibly recognize what's happening there, but in the meantime, it's just DJ getting himself his own farm.
Oh, he just got out.
Yeah. Close. But this is big. Like, it shuts down Meepo's ability to farm out those camps, which he really wants to do. It's still a 5,000 gold lead, but OG trying to stay in it with whatever little bits of farm they can take away. As bottom tier 1 tower going to be assaulted as the TP rotation actually canceled.
Yeah, this is a bit worrisome if Abed were to show up, but Anna's still playing it very dangerously. That Max Morph, he can just do this.
Looks like Pylai Dai going to go down, although need to be careful. Thompson in some trouble. They don't have mana on this Venge, but with the chase down, and looks like the Sprout will keep him alive. Meanwhile, the pushback, though, they find Thompson, and Universe able to find himself this kill with the Sakuchi. No Tail trying to get the trees out to keep himself alive, but moving forward, Universe finds the kill. Ana takes down Envy bottom.
Man, everything is just going well for Fnatic, other than Envy going down, but like getting the kill in the Universe now, they're spreading the wealth out. He's starting to catch up. He's still staying even with the highest net worth hero on the side of OG. And this 5K lead, that's basically an entire hero right now. Ahead of OG, and well, they've actually already got more than one more hero. They've got like 2 more heroes than the side of OG with this Meepo.
Well, and you think about how DJ is going to play this one going forward too, and getting towards the Aghanim Scepter already has 2 components of it. next daytime could be a really scary moment for OG if all of those towers start to fall.
Oh, it's blink time, though. Seb will pick it up.
DJ managed to get out of there.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Let's see if he's going to make a play now. They are all moving towards the bottom lane. Envy there.
So they're going to try and start a fight without Seb showing, and then he'll try and blink onto the Meepo maybe.
Got a lot of damage there. Not quite dead as of yet, but they do burn through the mana of Pylai Die, which means that Eternal Envy left all alone. Right click comes through. They get the extra physical damage out.
And Seb's still just hiding. He really wants to bait this Meepo down here. They can't seem to convince Abed to show.
Wow. Mid lane, though.
They're smoking. There he is. Dun, dun.
He backs out immediately, not even going to stick around for the range creep. He has a Eagle Song in his inventory. 150 damage per Meepo coming out. The E-Blade, the highest damage that you can get per Agi for Meepo.
And now Seb's trying to turn this smoke into a dunk play onto a Weaver, prepping his totem. Not going to find it, though.
As Fnatic just keep on getting more and more farmed, does sort of beg the question of what's OG's answer going to be when they eventually get there? Like, is this a lineup that can sort of defend against the pressure that we know is coming from Fnatic?
They have good high ground, for sure, just because they have the Earthshaker and the Invoker, but they're going to have to hit their spells. Now, No Tail, force TP. They do not have a lot of stuns.
Yeah. Lane,
Oh,
though.
they found him. There it is.
Okay.
The dunk.
Radiant's middle tower
Easy peasy.
is under attack.
Finally showed. And oh my lord. But now 140 seconds so they can do that again. And they can't lose Anna after this. Good save. Quick swap with the stun.
Able to make it work. Now Thompson is the one that's going to be assaulted. They do
Pylai
still
Die.
have Ghost Walk as they run away. Pylai Die, maybe in some trouble? Or is it going to be the other way around as he's trying to run Jarek's Universe. They spot him out. They're trying to take down Seb while this is happening as well. They take down 2 so far, 1 from each team. Bugs barely going to connect there onto Seb. I don't think that Fnatic want to chase any further.
DJ starting to get in towards that Aghanim Scepter. We'll slow him down a little bit, but not all that much. 64 last hits and practically there. No Tail going to get the tower down the bottom lane.
Are scanning. Radiant's bottom
It does
tower
feel like these couple of kills, though, they're putting a
Radiant's
little bit of the
bottom
wrench in the
tower
plans
has
of Fnatic. I'd be slightly concerned with what's going on here with Abed. We'll get towards that talent next. Bottom lane, No Tail. Looks like he will fall.
One thing that'll be kind of cool is that Seb could now go in towards the Silver Edge, and so he can blink, dunk, and then activate a Silver Edge, hit the burst back, assuming that he's also being chain stunned, and then like initiate that break for his team after already killing the Meepo.
Oh, Universe. Time lapse, though. The runaway. He does have Sakuchi in a second, but no mana to spend it. Although Abed shows up with a couple. Can they dunk him down? Are they going to be able to find the kill? There's no Echo Slam, but the disarm is there. That is highly necessary. The long
Anna.
duration. They show up. They're going to find the kill.
Oh no, the pinata's popping. Another death.
Dire's
Great play there from OG, and it goes to show the strength of this Deafening Blast. You look at this Meepo, he's fully invested into the right-click build right now. It's not about
Yeah.
poofing people up, and Deafening Blast is amazing against this.
He also has just no HP with his item build. I mean, he's still sitting on 1,280. And this Meepo, you don't have the benefits of the extra magic resistance anymore.
Tough
Radiant's
stuff,
top tower is
indeed.
under attack.
And OG taking advantage. Have they found the solution that's plagued the entire region, the Abed Meepo?
Well, so far it's looking like a nice solution that they have here. The 10th pick Meepo, they can take it down. One less tool in the kit for Fnatic. But they have the Aghanim Scepter, so things start changing a little bit. Now they can go for their own little global plays like the Nature's Prophet allows. And they're thinking about a smoke. They will right on top of a ward. Instantly pinged out by Seb. And so Anna will just coolly sit here farming like, yes, I have no idea.
Radiant's
I
middle
mean, they do have
tower
complete
is under
vision,
attack.
though, which is one thing that's slightly scary.
Yeah, especially with 430 HP. Like,
Yeah, this guy's crazy. I mean, this is going to be probably the hardest hold for OG if they're going to be able to make this work, is this timing that comes out with an Aghanim Scepter.
yeah, but they have the dunk now too because they just got that kill. So
Right.
Seb really wants to try and get level 12. Second point into the Echo Slam.
Abed going to take down this camp as well. Got his lifesteal talent. thing that's scary is that they really don't have an answer for that deafening blast besides just blowing up the Invoker at the start of the fight.
Oh, they're moving in now, are they? We have that level 12. Abed isn't careful. They're going to the pit. It is scouted, and they're staying. They wave and everything.
Oh, this is really scary. I mean, it's going to take only a second for them to take down Roshan, but Seb is making his way forward.
They see him, though.
They bot him out. That's the vision, the jump forward. There is no initiation. Envy trying to break their way into there. Seb looking for his opening. He's going to head off to the side. They have a fissure if they want to initiate with that. Maybe they can walk in afterwards. The tornado doesn't connect on any of the Meepos. They wait out that EMP. Ana now is also a bristleback battling against Envy. Just pass each other by. Is Abed able to take down No Tail? He was wrapping around from the other side.
Trying to get some vision. Now Seb is found. That's going to force out the fissure. That's one last part of his toolkit. And so Abed goes in the pit. Envy's saying, I have the shaker. Get in there.
Ana, they're taking him down. Highlight Die is down very low, but not enough yet. Sunstrike, they aren't going to find it, and that's going to be another kill. They take down Highlight Die. Now turning on to Ana. He's in no man's land, going to try and wait for him away, and that keeps him alive. They do have a Blink Dagger. They want to jump back in for the Echo Slam, but this fight is over.
Nah, he can't even afford it. Teammates aren't there to follow up. He might get the Aegis even then, but they might feel confident just pressing forward without it. And a big victory there for Fnatic. How well played was that, though? Like, the way they used the Bristleback to completely zone, that ward up on the high ground, just outside that sentry range, ensuring that they could spot Seb the entire time. And he could not find a single way into the pit.
And the Coddle, too. This is the big reason that you have this hero. You can spot out the movements, even if things get a little bit sketchy. So Seb trying to get towards that Shadow Blade. Maybe that will give them another avenue to take the fights.
Only problem is he's against a Coddle, who has Aghanims, and the next item comes after Aghanims is Gem.
Yep. They don't have it yet, though, I don't believe.
No, he'll go for it soon, though. He's only 100 gold away. And I think you are going to buy that before your Blink Dagger, unless he wins some giant fight here without the Gem. But
Radiant are scanning.
you just want to deny all that vision, because now that the Blink Dagger is available on the Meepo, if you can use a Gem to run around the entire map and like destroy all the wards in here, that's just free territory for your Meepo to roam around and hunt for kills.
No.
You need that initial vision to really go for the Echo Slam plays.
Dire's bottom tower.
We still have only 20 seconds until nighttime. And we'll see if Fnatic still want to make these plays even without day of time.
This is a good time for OG because they've now finished up the Shadow Blade. The Gem's not there yet. It is nighttime, as I said. They might not buy the Gem, too, because it is nighttime. That could be a good reason to delay the purchase because you don't want to end up losing this.
Uh-oh. No Tail. He just TPs away. Bottom lane, Abed going to finish this off. There is a movement in from Seb. He's caught in the Shadow Blade, but not quick enough.
Just fractions of a second away.
That's all it takes. And in the meantime, Envy has been able to build into a full pipe in Crimson Guard.
He can help support his Meepo with these big AoE defensive items.
God, are they really going to go for this push even during nighttime?
No, they shouldn't at least. They're going to go for the other tier 2s.
Okay.
This is just bringing heroes down here, thinking that someone's going to come out to push, I think, and try and get a kill. Look at Envy. This might be a little bit too crazy.
I mean, he's just walking at him.
It's like, who would be here this far alone?
Dealing damage. He turns on to Jerax. Jerax actually doesn't have a TP. Jerax might be dead. All right, there's the fissure. Seb going to save his buddy. That does reveal that the Earthshaker is there, while other lane that's going to be pushed by No Tail. And we are probably going to see them take down this round of awards as well. Just need to get a little bit of vision.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They didn't take down the wards.
Yeah, they were getting pushed back. And it's okay. They know the wards are there. They'll just come back when they have the Gem.
Okay.
And they're just not going to be playing in this area anyway. This area is worthless to them right now. I think they should be starting to shift their attention top. They just really want to pick off down here.
Yeah.
But the other areas of the map, like focusing on these last tier 2s, trying to use your Aegis timing at night in an area that is less valuable for OG, so they shouldn't be trying to commit like full defenses. So I think Fnatic should be moving towards, and slowly they are doing that.
No Tail again able to find a cut of the creep wave. There was a scan by the Dire, so they know there are heroes in this area. There is no Mad around the area.
So down here just as 2, Jerax will scout out DJ.
This is a big play if they can find them. Thompson maybe in a little bit of trouble, and Abed throws out the net. Not quite there. They're trying to take down DJ in some trouble. They have the Chain Frost going back and forth between Fnatic, but Thompson TPing away the disarm. They find the kill just barely.
Wow, that was really close. That was just 2 heroes, and they almost managed to bring them down. on both the Coddle and the Meepo. EMP just doing so much there. And now Pilot is going to find No-Tail in the mid lane. Easy swap, leading him towards Universe. And they don't have the bugs.
Oh, no vision.
I thought bugs were there. They were not.
That one hurts. That one hurts a lot. And Seb able to just take down the tower and TP away. So OG finding little bits and pieces, ways to get themselves back into this. They're down 8,000 gold right now.
Yeah, I really don't like Fnatic's play over the past couple of minutes. I think they definitely should have been focusing on the top half. Like, they just so much wasted time down here where there's just nothing to gain. They really wanted an assassination and thought they could get an easy pick off on someone, but they played very safe on the side of OG. I guess they got the Invoker, which is pretty nice. But I just feel like they could have got more.
Ana, they show up here. The Aegis about to wear off. The Echo Slam comes down in time. They are going to burn through it. Now Ana already BKB'd. Can they take him down a second time on the Meepo, or is it just going to be kaput as Thompson looking for his opening? As Cold Snap queued up, ready to go. Abed is spreading out as well. Only has the one Meepo here while he's pushing with the top lane, the rest of them.
That was only 15 seconds left until the Aegis.
Yeah.
Just a little bit off the mark there in terms of like they could have waited, and then now there's going to be about 70 seconds of daytime for the Radiant side to push while there's no Echo Slam.
Yeah, that's a big timing. And I wonder, too, if they were trying to hit that fight right as the Aegis was expiring, but does not work out for them. The other thing is that Invoker right now doesn't have his Aghanims done, so going to have to deal with that 6-second cooldown in between abilities as they get ready to defend high ground.
Yeah, you can see he's below the Earthshaker because they've been giving more priority over to Seb, which again is probably why they made him the core in this game, because they feel like they need this Earthshaker to have a lot of items to try and handle a Meepo, and I believe that is correct. But your other heroes will suffer, and Ana is more important than the Invoker, so Thompson's the one that has to take the backseat.
Fnatic now. One more tier 2 tower to deal with as Thompson just looks for a pick off. And he is going to run into Envy. This might be a little bit too big of a fish to fry.
He's a DD. I think he wants to test his limits here. And he'll have the Prophet ulti too.
Prophet could also show up and try and catch him. But it looks like this is too much.
He's maybe hoping someone's going to TP into the shrine. That must be what his hope is. And well, Violet Eye. But he'll escape.
Needs to get out of there. Envy's fine. I mean, you really don't want to have to deal with this guy. Boots of Travel for the Bristleback also can be the one that just pushes in these lanes, and none of the heroes can really solo kill him.
It means that DJ can focus on pulling in the Meepo during the fights too.
Yeah.
The seeds of fortune.
So we have the blink on the Coddle. Anything else that's really game-changing? Universe has had a very quiet game so far. The BKB is going to be his next pickup, and it looks like it's going to be delivered now, along with the Blade Mail on the Bristle. So all of the pieces coming together for Fnatic now for a push, if they want to take it. But there is also only a minute until Roche is capable of respawning. So perhaps just getting ready for that battle.
And what does Ana do in this game? He's going to be building in towards the Scotty. Is that what he's up for? Yeah. He's trying to tank up a little bit. Didn't finish out the Manta, even though he has the Yasha and the Ultimate Orb.
Seb blinks away, realizes that could be dangerous. Yeah, it feels sort of like, you know, the need to kill off these heroes pretty quickly and deal damage. More important nowadays as well. We've been seeing less and less of the E-Blade morph.
Invisibility.
It is also going to be a Manta style done for Meepo. Abed can push out side lanes with this, and then, of course, if he happens to run into somebody, poof on top of the illusions.
There's just so much global presence and pressure right now from the side of Fnatic.
Yeah.
And they're going to smoke up here. Next Aegis, not going to respawn for 2.5 minutes, which is very good for the side of OG because it's only a minute and a half until nighttime.
Looks like they're going to back away. Ana was very close to death there.
Well, right place to be for Seb and No-Tail then as they start pushing down bottom. So Fnatic have now anchored up in that top area. They already took the tier 2 in the top lane, and now they're starting to look towards the tier 2 mid. This is all going to be about securing this next Roche. But it will be costing them some pressure onto this bottom tower. It's slow, though, because it is just No-Tail down here. However, it is relentless because of these treants.
Yeah. Oh, and Envy immediately going to go down. They can get recalled by Coddle if they so desire.
Yeah.
I mean, the scary thing about this right now, if I'm Fnatic, is that your Meepo does eventually fall off. This is a hero that, you know, if he's 6-slotted compared to somebody else, it's not really that big of a concern. The good part for Fnatic is that they have basically 4 cores right now with this Coddle being incredibly farmed.
They're very far ahead. And the Nullifier, it looks like it'll be the next choice for Universe, who's still sitting on 10-second BKB and playing a very interesting style of this utility Weaver, where he hasn't been given too much priority. They've headed a lot over to DJ instead. And although most Weavers would go for the Aghanims here, I like his decision because the Aghanims doesn't really help that much versus with your Meepo, right?
Yeah.
It's, you know, you can only target one of them, not that great. So just going for a way to save Meepo in a different style by hopping on top of someone like Thompson, so he can't use a defensive item, or this Morphling, he won't be able to use his BKB.
So 28 minutes in, 10,000 net worth lead. As I believe Invoker does have his Aghanim Scepter completed. So we'll have that lowered cooldown to spam out all the spells that they're going to need for the eventual high ground defense that we know should be coming. In the meantime, Fnatic just waiting for their Roshan. 30 seconds away. It's time to party.
Time to start getting some tomes on this Lich. Gotta get to level 25, save the game. The old ice armor.
That's the way to be. The Blink Dagger range with the cast range talent also on DJ here. Pretty nifty. Bottom lane.
Yes.
They found themselves the Bristleback. Just pops his blade on Thompson, burning himself to death. But this shows why you can't really kill off this Bristleback. And he's got 26 HP regen per second. Pylai Die kills off Ana in the mid lane.
With the
He's
help
just out of position. And that's timed together with Roche. This is the easiest Roche in the world for Fnatic. Jerax looks like he will make his escape. Bottom lane again. They're going to initiate onto Bristleback, who's going to be out of mana. But that's about all that they're doing to him.
But denying the tower.
Oh, man. Roche finishes up, and he's happy as a clam. DP's
Really
in
well
front of him.
played by Fnatic so far. Like, although I think they, might have dilly-dally down bottom a bit too long or something, but there's not a lot of pressure on them, so they're just taking this game very slowly and not trying to rush anything too hard at all. And that was one thing that kind of, I mean, in some ways it hurt them yesterday with their Abed Huskar, but at the same time, they, this game, I think they're better set for it with the Meepo. Like, as long as they go high ground now with this Aegis and Cheese, I feel very good about this game.
Yeah. Well, it looks like that's what their play is going to be. Maybe you wait until daytime. It's another 2 minutes. Maybe they just decide to go for it regardless. But the constant thorn in the side of the Nature's Prophet is going to push out these side lanes. See Fnatic get all 4 bounty runes. Cool. 100 gold towards everybody. This 30-minute mark. And still OG trying to come up with an answer. They found it a few times, but only a few times. They're almost towards that BKB if they wanted on Earthshaker. Could still decide to go for the Silver Edge.
Yeah, I think he probably just needs the BKB, unfortunately.
Oh, man. And Meepo going for the Earthbind cooldown. So now 4 seconds cooldown for a 2-second duration. He's got a lot of them.
Jeez. Quick fingers to come out here. There's the tome for Lich. It's happening.
All right.
Go, Lich. Do your best. You are the only hope.
Dire are scanning.
Yeah, he needs him out. He's actually going Midas afterwards, too. Jerax is like, we got to get to this point, man. Got to get our
That's
regen
actually
going.
comical. He just needs as much as he can.
All right, but you know what we also have here is going to be the Morphine allies. So now they have 2 Earthshakers ready.
Okay. So double Fisher. It's pretty handy. Plus you can use all these enchant totem plays where you can like enchant totem, turn into the back to Morphling, and you hit for a stupid amount of damage. Like look at him right now.
Yeah,
He hits for-
1100.
Yeah. Watch this catapult. Oh, hit the catapult. Anna, hit. All right, let me see this catapult. Do it.
Gonna do it. He's for sure gonna do it. He's not gonna do it.
He's not gonna do it. He's holding on to it.
Ah, I see. Yeah, he does need to make sure that he has this ready, though. But you look at what this might mean. Seb jumps in, finds himself an opening, and then you can have like 3 fissure rounds, and then also on top of that, the massive physical target damage. Like, this might actually change the way this game is played, but another one that will is going to be the sheep stick on Meepo, just now done for Abed.
And this just cements how bad Seb needs the DKB. He already has so many issues. Mostly it's honestly DJ, because as you had pointed out, the cast range is actually unbelievable on this hero when you play it. You start buying these items, like you look at his Force Staff, it's so far away. His Blink Dagger, yeah, the Blinding Light is the biggest spell for that, and then he's opting in towards the Scythe.
Ana opening up.
They
That's
found
the
Seb.
Lincolns.
Oh, they found Ana.
A little scary there. Switches back to Ana, throws out the fissure, tries to run away. 2 HP pools, but also 2 mana pools to deal with the mana leak. And the commencement of the push. As they do have daytime, they've got Aegis Cheese. And they are ready to start eating away at this tier 3 tower. And this is the real question, is Abed just takes down Thompson. Oh, no.
The deaths are so fast. That's 600 health now added to every Meepo. They're going to need 2 Earthshakers, but I think they might need 2 Echo Slams. Not just the Fissure and the Aftershock.
And Abed is splitting himself up very wisely here. They throw out one of these Fissures and trying to go for the big, huge wraparound, but Envy is the one that's causing chaos. The huge wraparound coming from OG as they look to initiate onto these heroes, but Universe, he's there to break it. Universe knew. This is the only way that they take this fight, and now Jerax has to TP away. It's not happening.
Yeah, the other thing is, like, look where Abed's Meepos are. He's just not bringing them.
Yeah. Oh, and now they found themselves the Nature's Prophet. He's going to be taken down as well. As Fnatic. I mean, this entire time, Envy's just been over here hitting these buildings. And there's nothing they can do to this guy. He's got a heart right now. 3,700 HP. He doesn't care. The Tornado lift up onto 1. They're still looking for the initiation, but it's not looking like it's going to happen quickly enough as the Meepos run off to the side there, take down the buildings. You do see the bottom melee racks go down. Like, the other Meepos are on the other side of the freaking map. Abed's just way over here. He doesn't care.
Yep. No point having them. Very well played here by Fnatic, proving that there's a reason you must ban their Meepo. If they see an opportunity, they're going to go for it. And he had such an excellent game, too. Just dominating his lane, getting 3 kills so early on. Rotations helped him do anything, and this Bristleback from Envy has just been a very good stalwart hero for them.
Yeah. And he just does expire, but Envy pops his Blade Mail, and he's perfectly fine with this. The Tornado EMP, they need to deal with this Bristleback because he's the one hitting their towers. He's fine. Yeah. The threat of the Meepo is doing more than the Meepo itself. They know that they have to wait, and that means that Seb can't really go on Envy at all.
Well, Seb's going in, but Sentry.
Spot him yet again. Envy just continuing to be the one hitting these buildings. They're going to go for the Glip, but this 24,000 net worth lead, all of the heal in the world, it's still a minute until nighttime. They have Swap available. While Meepo is a threat, the bigger threat is your buildings all dying. And they just can't get around this dangerous Bristleback. Like, Seb is walking around, what can I do?
And that was their last Spirit Vessel charge, I believe, just tossed out. Thought maybe he'd try and save her when he went for the cheese, but couldn't find that. It's okay, though. Northel's getting the bounty runes.
Well, Meepo's getting the other ones there. And the slowest siege in the world, but it's effective. What is your answer for this pressure that's coming? They don't have one.
No, they just don't have the single target focus. They never went for the Silver Edge. And Seb's still just sitting on 5k gold.
All the mana in the world. All the HP in the world. Ana will throw out these fissures, but it is all for nothing. Envy does not care about what you are doing in this game. I am hitting buildings. They're actually forcing out Ana away from the rest of the team now as Meepo hits the other barracks, and Ana in some trouble. They're chasing forward for more here with Universe. They kill off the Lich. They're going to have to buy back on other heroes. The Meepo illusions are moving in. Seb trying to find an opening, but it's not there in time.
Oh, he's going to get it.
Wait, the jump forward, the dunk. They got him caught. Isn't enough damage with the swap out. They get Seb away from his Meepo, and Abed living, able to get the E-Blade off. They do finally take him down, but it's only 1 life, and at the same time, your base.
It only cost them every single rack to finally get their Echo Slam play. Now, they were just too far ahead, and OG unable to find any sort of a solution to that. So the Mega Creeps come out, and they've got a Nature's Prophet, they've got an Invoker, they've got an Earthshaker. If they want, and it looks like they do, they're playing this one out, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, let's see what they can do. BKB pop, turn to fight. Guess what? Envy is taking literally no damage.
Yeah, he regens a lot.
And he has cheese. Look at him, he's just walking at him. How are you gonna stop this man? You think he's gonna stop at your fountain? Have you seen Fnatic play Dota?
It's okay. Jarek says the Midas. We're going. We're getting there. I don't think he can regrow the barracks, but he can heal the tier 4s.
All right, everybody's running in. Meanwhile, though, they found the sheep here onto the Nature's Prophet universe. BKB popped, taking the kill. Seb, as his foray into the Radiant side of the map, he gets cliffed as well. Oh, he's just stuck up here. And Envy can keep on hitting the quills. Seb doesn't have an answer. He doesn't have blink. Oh, he didn't get the blink off, and he's going to be punished. Oh, no.
It's a fitting way to end this game.
It really is. And there's the Hex that comes out. Fnatic not bothering with the chat wheel. They're just going to take your buildings. As the Chain Frost not going to do enough. BKB Ana turns into Avenge, but eventually they will be pushed back yet again. There's going to be the switch over. Thompson wanting to make a play, if at all possible. They drop down the Meteor. Everything, in fact, is Seb. It's also going to turn back onto DJ. BKB out there, doing a lot of damage. The Courier even is going to fall.
Oh, GG.
GG.
Take that.
As they take them down over and over. Universe, I mean, there's like 7 battles going on simultaneously, and the creeps are just taking down the tier 4 towers. Echo Slam, one last hurrah
Back
from
up.
Seb. They want to take him down the Echo Slam at Jamma. They're feeling themselves for a moment. Ahmed might finally go down, but yeah, the GG's there as the creeps eventually take the building.
Woo! Fnatic. Back in there with the Meepo back in to the winner's circle.
That's right.
As they will get themselves a 1-1, 1-1, 1-1, 1-1, 1-1, 1-1, 1-1, 1-1. Lots of those. I feel like every time I look at a group stage game, I say, oh, I wonder what the result was from that match. Oh, 1-1. Turns out a lot of these teams at TI are very good.
It's true enough. And I think that this just goes to show you still have to deal with the Abed Meepo. Even though he died 5 times. And I think that's one of the cooler things about this was that in a lot of ways it felt like the Bristleback was not like more important. Like the threat was the Meepo, but they kind of forgot about Bristle.
Yeah, exactly. You have to itemize and play a certain way, like this core Earthshaker and stuff, and they weren't able to go back for that. We were talking about how they might have to go for like a Silver Edge option or something for this Bristleback, and then in the end of the draft, it's like, oh, there's a Meepo suddenly. So whole game changes. There was no answer for Envy whatsoever, and it was very clear when he just stood there for several minutes punching your buildings. It was very slow because of the Lich Armor, but it wasn't enough. And yeah, just a really solid strategy again from Fnatic. And OG this time, the Morphling, I guess, it was picked, and it looked like a really strong carry no matter what the situation was. But this game, it felt like Ana didn't really have a whole lot to do, like not a lot of good steals. And this is a game where just having a typical, like normal carry wasn't going to be enough, you know, because there's a Meepo and a Bristleback. The game gets weird.
Yeah, it's that weird combination of like needing the single target and then also needing the AoE. And they kind of had it, but not quite enough. And yeah, the laning stage really rough. Well, that's going to do it for us for our first game of the day. Next one up, do you know what we got here?
No.
Optic versus Serenity.
Ah.
That should be cool. This is our first Optic game I think we're going to get to cast.
Yes, it is.
I haven't seen them, but I'm excited.
Not our first Serenity game, though. We have had plenty of those. They're very exciting to watch, so this should be a good matchup. So don't go anywhere.
Everybody's
Stick
seen
around.
a few.
Or go watch some of the other games because they're good.
That too.